Life is just better with a good set of shades. Myself, our Volvo 240 here, and some guy named Tyrone at 3 a.m. behind a 7-Eleven that tries to sell you a warm Monster Energy drink that's totally not piss. It's piss. It's literally always piss. Now, instead of doing any sort of preventative maintenance, repairs, that intake gasket that's leaking, the valve cover that's leaking, we're not going to do any of that today. No, we're going to focus on the important bits, which is making things look cooler for a select demographic of people that are into a really weird niche. When most of you think vent shades, you think this. Oh yeah, that looks good. And I know it does, but we're going to do something a little bit different. I don't like the vent shades that actually stick onto the window frame. It looks cheesy in my opinion. And that terrible thought process and string of ideas, well, that led me to ClimAir UK. Now these vent air deflectors are a little bit different style than what we're used to here in the United States. These actually slip into the window groove, which we'll talk about the downsides of that, but it gives you a fairly seamless look. They offer them in 3 different shades. Clear, which doesn't make any sense why we would do that. It's like when you have safety glasses and you put the little blinder sides on. It's fine. We're not going to do that. They do have a light medium shade that you might be able to talk me into, but I went full darkness of night, which is also called the dark sports type. Very nice. I really don't want to tint this car, but I would like to dull the sexual tension between me and elderly men at stoplights. So this is my option. But now we're going to talk about the negative side of this kind of vent window visor. Well, it goes inside the groove of your window channel. And while that doesn't sound terribly problematic right now, it is when you go to drive it. So when you have this type of vent window installation, you can't roll your window all the way up in the channel afterwards, at least not usually. Most manufacturers don't leave that much play in the window groove to allow this piece of plastic and the glass to slide up in there. You can force it, by God, you can get that sumbitch in there. But on our Volvo, it's just not gonna happen without something breaking. Me emotionally, a window regulator, it's not, the math doesn't check out. When the plastic and the glass rub together, they kind of make a little squeaking sound every once in a while. When you're driving a 30-year-old car, there's a lot of other noises around, let me tell you that. But it's still present. So I wanted to try to make this better. And where's better? Where the fuck is better? Where did I put better? Oh, better. This is 1 millimeter thick by 3/4 inches wide. Don't get hung up on that conversion. I didn't. Felt. Now, just like a night I wanted to forget about in college, well, it's got a sticky back to it. That means you can apply it directly to this edge that goes in the groove. And being that it's only 1 millimeter thick, you can kind of stretch it around the edges without getting it all crinkly and nasty. Now, if you do have some sharp corners, you can V-cut it or pie cut it if you're into food like I am, and that'll get you where you need to go. Basically, you just put this on the edge. That's all there is to it. And now to make sure there's no wax or release compounds left on these things from manufacturing, I'm going to take some White Claw and just rub it all over the area that I'm going to be applying the felt. Starting from the front edge, I'm going to run it all the way back with the felt going in the seam of this little groove right here. The idea being that I don't want the glass to run into the edge of the felt. I want it to just run into like the middle of the felt. That way it's less likely to peel up the adhesive. Now just go ahead and get the edge stuck. Don't focus on actually pulling it over quite yet. You're then going to push the felt over slowly to stretch it to fit the flat spots. This roll and stretch method should keep your wrinkles down to 0 because you don't want none. What you're left with is a relatively good install, if I do say so myself. Now it's ready for the car. Our first step is going to be rolling the window down to get some free space to cram this in here. While the installation is slightly vehicle specific, they're all kind of the same. I shoved it in the front first, and then I hit it from the back. Be careful though, you don't want this to happen. See how the window trim is being pulled inward? On the Volvos, it's not really glued to anything. Fear holds it up there. So you gotta make sure you don't pinch that in the wrong spot. Installation on the rear, well, it's the same. Just do it again. Unfortunately, there seems to be glue all over my brand new visors, as well as these stickers that don't come off with white cloth. So let's take that off with a rubber wheel. Now don't hold this here or it's going to generate a lot of heat and, well, that could melt your visor. You don't want that. But a quick spin will debadge your visor so all the bros at Taco Bell won't know where these came from. And there you have it, the installation of our ClimAir Wind Deflectors. Now normally, you can't put a price on style. In this case, we did. The front deflectors were $52.50 and the rear were $39.30. Obviously, it's the price that I was thinking. Really the only issue here was shipping. ClimAir UK, well, is located in, you're not gonna believe this, the UK. I know, weird flex, ClimAir UK. So we had to ship them over here to the Bald Eagle state of America. Well, that was another 80 bucks. So sub $200, was this worth it? Abso-goddamn-lutely. Would you at least look at it? God damn, that looks good. But if you like more of this garbage, well, wow, that is girthy. Like really, don't worry about it. It's on another channel, you'll see. It's got the feet pictures and stuff. So anyways, what are we talking about? Probably doesn't matter. Have a good one.